got one more speaker. We've got Leigh Proctor from Smart Recovery. Leigh is Recovery National Coordinator for Wales. So she's going to be telling us a little bit about the work that she does. And then after Leigh, we're going to have a panel discussion. So if you do have any questions from the previous speakers this afternoon and also for Leigh, keep a bit of a mental note, and then we'll get all the speakers from this afternoon back up here on the stage, and we'll finish with a few questions. So Leigh, everybody. Yay.
Okay. I don't know. Can you hear me okay? I can't shout. Would it be easier with the mic? No, I'll go without the mic, actually. The mic makes me a bit more nervous. Okay, so like Sarah said, I'm Leigh. I'm the National Coordinator for Smart Recovery in Wales. I'm also the UK lead on our Family and Friends programme, which is something else we've developed. But I'm here today to talk about our online community and what we offer within Smart Recovery. Okay, first of all, just to tell you a little bit more about SMART, it's an abstinence-orientated recovery organisation based on peer-led mutual aid. It uses the tools of REBT, which is rational emotive behavioural therapy, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, motivational interviewing, and the stages of change. So it's secular and science-based mutual aid option, and it revolves in a partnership between people in recovery and addiction psychologists. We're extremely lucky in SMART. Our founders, who are from America, because obviously SMART is an American concept. We have a real mix of people on our board of trustees and like I said, the founders. So ranging from addiction experts to psychologists to some people in recovery. So a real mix. So what we tend to do is, as science learns more about addiction and recovery, that kind of gets fed down to SMART, and our psychologists on the board then develop more tools that we add then to our programme. Okay, so the online, the three main functions, and this has been spoken about a lot today, is connecting through community, learning through training, and meeting participants at online meetings. So to use some of my own personal experience as well, I had a 15-year addiction to alcohol and other substances, but mainly alcohol. And I spent 5 months in a residential rehab 6 years ago now. And when I came out of rehab, one of the biggest struggles that I had was to connect again with my community. It was quite a terrifying experience. I'd been in a bubble for so long. And again, you know, trying to start to live again without my crutch was really difficult. So for me, my first kind of integration, if you like, back in with other people was the online community, and not just with SMART. I kind of found this in social media and other ways. And then eventually over time then my confidence grew, and I was able then to go out into my community, get involved in voluntary work and really, you know, focus on my recovery. The learning through training, one of the things we offer in SMART is that people can train as facilitators. This was another really big thing for me as well. Was coming into recovery, I kind of just had this sense of I'd never achieved anything, and I never thought that I could achieve anything. So to be able to go on then and do the online training with SMART and train as a facilitator was a massive achievement for me, and it really helped my motivation. Meeting participants in online meetings. I'm very, very passionate about mutual aid and peer support. I can't begin to, as a person that's been through an addiction, to describe the importance of that. And where I first came across this was when I went into rehab, and I was in a room with 16 people, and for the first time in my life I didn't have to explain where I'd come from, why I'd done what I'd done. I didn't have to justify, I wasn't judged. It just had such a massive impact on my confidence, you know, my self-esteem and my motivation to change. So it's really, really important. Okay, so this is a bit about our website. Like I say, we have an online community. You have your own profile, you can kind of update your own statuses. We do have a chat system, so you can kind of talk to people. It's where we do all our online training. I'll explain a bit about that in a minute. Online meetings, we have a variety of online meetings. Currently at the moment we run 6 peer meetings. We do family and friends, and we've got about 3 or 4 facilitator meetings that we do. It's where our meetings directory is as well, so if you want to find out where your local smart meeting is, you go onto the meetings directory and it will let you know. All our resources, and like I said, all our facilitator support meetings. Okay, these are some of the things I've kind of just spoken about this, but some of the things you can do. It's where you can friend people, again, like I said, a bit like Facebook. As you can see, here's a kind of profile here. I think that's our family and friends profile. We have various different groups, although mutual aid is about everybody coming together. What we try and do as well is bring people together within their areas. So there's a group for Wales, there's a group for different regions in England, family and friends, there's professionals, all sorts of different groups that you can get involved with. The chat, like I said, there's a kind of one-to-one chat you can have, and all our videos, which comes under all the resources and stuff. Okay, so far we have over 6,000 people in recovery that have come through our SMART programme. 2,000 of those are professionals, regional, national and international groups, because SMART recovery is kind of worldwide. A group for family and friends, trainee groups and forums with discussions, wall post links and all those kinds of things. Okay, this is our online training. So we've got Smart for Life, Getting Smart and Smart Facilitator. Also now, I'm happy to announce we've got family and friends training. So what we say to people, because the same with anything, you will get out of it as much as you put in. And in order for you to get the most out of SMART, you need to have a good understanding of what SMART is about. So the Smart for Life gives you a basic introduction of SMART, talks about some of our philosophies. The Getting Smart is kind of the bulk of it. That's the theory. It'll introduce you and teach you all the tools and everything that you need to know. And then if after that you kind of think, well, there isn't much going on in my community, I would like to, not only improve my personal development, but I would like to bring something to my community, you can train as a SMART facilitator. Once you finish the facilitator training, obviously you get a handbook and the SMART certificate. Okay, so the online training. So the Smart for Life, it is an introductory video. So 8,400 enrolments so far. Getting Smart, like I've just kind of explained all this, is the theory behind SMART recovery program, tools and techniques, over 4,000 enrolments. Smart Facilitators gives you the skills and the knowledge you need to become a meetings facilitator. We've had over 2,000 enrolments there. And our Family and Friends course, it covers the 14 topics. Our Family and Friends is done slightly different to our normal SMART recovery meetings, in the sense it is a 14-module program, but we run it very much like a SMART meeting. We just bring the program into that. Okay, so how do our online meetings work? You can kind of do this in 3 ways. We don't use webcams, thankfully, but we do use microphones and we also use text. There is a third option. You can just sit in the background and just listen if you prefer. We never kind of say to people, you must do this, you must do that. You get involved as much as you want to. But what we tend to find is people come to the online meetings and like, oh, no, I can't speak. But once they realise how welcoming and non-judgmental it is, they start to feel comfortable. And then within weeks, they're on. You can't get them off the microphone, But it's just such a fantastic place, for people to come together and gain that mutual aid support. Okay, like I said, it says 5 there. We've actually got 6 now. The 6 online meetings. Currently, at the moment, we're running 1 Family and Friends meeting. And for those of you who don't know, the Family and Friends programme is actually in pilot at the moment. We're in 36 services across the UK. Okay, the pilot ends on the 31st of January, and then we'll be opening it up to everybody. So they will be then, at the moment there's only partnership meetings. Come the end of January then, peers will be able to train up and become Family and Friends facilitators. Okay, there's a fortnightly facilitator startup meeting as well. We do 3 different types of meetings for facilitators. The startup meeting I started about 18 months ago. And this is where facilitators can come, whether it's online or in the community, just to gain that support about, what do I do? I'm about to start my first meeting. Where do I go to find a room? All those kinds of questions. We do a facilitator support meeting online for facilitators who may be having issues within their own meetings, maybe a difficult participant, maybe if it's within a service, there may be some issues with the service providers, all sorts of different things, and we kind of support people through that. But I think for me, the most important meeting is the facilitator personal support meeting, because it's recognising that the majority of our facilitators are also people in recovery. So it's making sure that they can have that support, and all this is done online. Okay. Grab a bit of water now, my mouth's very dry. Okay, so online versus face-to-face. There's pros and cons with everything, as we know. And I'm going to attempt to say this word. I really struggle with this word. I feel like Nemo in that film when he says anemone, anonymity. Okay. So the online does give you that. You can be a faceless person if you so choose. It gives you a taste of the programme before going to a face-to-face meeting. Sometimes there's nothing worse than walking into a room and not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what to expect. If you come to one of our online meetings prior, you will have an understanding of what it's about, okay? 24-hour access to training materials, online chat and forum. Recovery is not a 9-to-5 thing, okay? And unfortunately, most services, for them, it is 9-to-5. So it's being able to give people that support in the evenings, early hours of the morning, on the weekend. They can gain that chat. Geographical coverage, Mark mentioned it, Amanda mentioned it as well. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, you're kind of all there together. And it's been very much the same with me. I've got friends now in America, Australia, Canada, Denmark, all that I've met through Smart Recovery, they're all in these various places. If you're like me with 3 delightful children, childcare can sometimes be an issue. And some people have disabilities, whether they be physical disabilities or other disabilities, that they're unable to get out to a meeting. So it's a fantastic place, a way to do that. And the ability to present information through PowerPoint. All of our smart online meetings come in the form of PowerPoints as well. So when the facilitator's talking about a tool, it'll be up on the screen. So people can, have that double intake of what that thing's about. Okay, so if we look then at the face-to-face, so human contact, so meeting people in your community, that's a benefit of going to a face-to-face meeting. Not all people, particularly in early recovery, want to do that anyway. Not everyone has access to the internet. Some people are uncomfortable with new technology and social media. Opportunities to get out, focus on my time and regular commitment. But I do think that these are all things that can be your goals in early recovery. If you do struggle with going into a meeting, by coming on the online, building up your confidence, you will eventually hopefully reach a stage where these things, you will be able to do. God, and that's it. I thought there was more.